Hello. I was messing around with TikTok again, so I decided to go ahead and make another video about Ghana. But first, I didn't realize how important this was until now that I need 1,000 subscribers to go live because I really want to go live. I don't want to go live on Facebook, but I will. So please subscribe to my page, click the bell so you'll get notifications when I post, and comment. I want to see your comments. Okay, so this is the prior spiritual. This video is about the spiritual experiences in Ghana. I told y'all about when I heard the people screaming in the water and the people talking in the dungeon. Well, when my sisters left one Africa, I was in my room alone, and from this was the first time I really noticed it because I was alone. But from about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, the ocean gets really vicious and really angry. And so I was about, like I said, 20 feet from the ocean. And every morning about 3:30 and 4, it just sounds, the ocean is loud. The waves are slamming on the rocks. They're slamming against each other. And it was awful. Water would be sprinkling all on my windows in my room too. So I would, when I went back, when I decided to leave my sisters and stay, if they did come, she decided to stay as well. So she stayed, I think, one night with me in room two, and then she went with her boyfriend and never slept in my room again, who is now her husband. So one night, before I get to the water, let me tell you an experience I had. One night, me and my husband was sitting outside about 1:42 in the morning, and something kept telling me to turn around. My back was to the ocean, so something kept telling me to turn around. And I was like, no, I'm not going to turn around because I know it's these ancestors again. I don't know what they want. So finally, I turned around, and sure enough, I saw a little boy. He was about 8 or 10, but tall. He was running. Let me show you how he was running. He was running like this, like trying to catch, like he was going to his friends, slow motion. And I turned around. I said, Latif, don't ask me no questions. Let's just go in the room. So we went in the room, sat down. About 5 minutes later, I told him. He was like, yeah. Nobody was running around out there. And I said, yes, it was. I'm tired of telling you that I'm seeing this stuff, and you tell me I don't. So eventually I realized Latif, he just really didn't know how to handle that. He was just saying, like, Hajia, I didn't see it. He would just say things the wrong way. So one day about 3:30 in the morning, one night about 3:30 in the morning, we were sitting there. We were sitting at the table. I could look out the window at room two, not to the side with the ocean, but the side of the window that faced the land. And there was some little girls playing patty cake. They were about 8 or 9. They were just playing patty cake. They were dressed in black. They kind of looked like either Muslims or nuns. They looked more like nuns, so I couldn't tell. They didn't even stay long. By the time I turned my head and looked back, they were gone. Uh, Again at One Africa, about, like I said, about 3:30 at 4 o'clock in the morning, the water gets vicious. So one night we were there, and I said, Latif, what is that noise? Is that thunder? He said, no, Hajia, that's the ocean. And I said, what? I said, you know what? I'm sick of this water disturbing me and scaring me at night like this. I can't stay here if I'll make peace with this water. So I said, let's go outside. I'm getting ready to face this water. So we go outside at about 3:30 in the morning, and as soon as we looked on the outside of the screen door, and then we stepped out, the waves just completely stopped. They went down to little, just barely some movement in the water. So I said, Latif, did you see that? He said, yeah, I did. I said, the water just stopped. So I said, let's go back in the room and see if it starts acting up again. We went in the room about maybe 5 minutes. It got loud and vicious again. So I said, Latif, let's go back out and see if it stops again. I want to make sure that I really saw what happened. And I'm happy Latif saw it. So sure enough, we step outside and the waves stopped again. I was amazed. So I don't know why. So I remember telling this Rasta guy, he's from Ghana, but he's a Rasta guy. I thought he was Jamaican at first. He said that he doesn't know my spiritual experience. He said, I don't know really what you're going through, but I'm going to give you my opinion. He said the big, vicious waves, the big waves are uh, male waves, and the small waves are female waves. And the male waves had no business with you, so when you stepped outside, he left. And I said, I knew kind of what he meant, but I said, what do you mean? He said, the man had no business with you, so he left. And the fact that he had no business with you was a good thing. And I said, oh, okay. Okay, I understand. So now, fast forward to, I don't know, we moved into a house. We moved into this little studio apartment. About 1:30 in the morning, I heard this little girl outside the window playing, just laughing and playing. She sounded like she was about 2 years old. And I was like, Latif, wake up, wake up. Do you hear this little girl? And he wouldn't wake. It's hard to wake Latif up. So finally he woke up. I said, do you hear this little girl outside the window? And he listened. And he said, gee, I don't hear her. I said, you can't hear her? She's playing. And he said, no, I can't hear her, but don't look out the window. Watch. I wasn't going to look out the window anyway. I don't mess around with spirits I don't know nothing about. Okay, now let's go to the last house I rented and why I moved out of it after 10 days. This probably should be another video, but I'm going to try to get this in. We moved in the house. The house had no running water. The whole neighborhood had no running water. So Magana prepares for this. So we had jugs of water, like 5-gallon, like 7 5-gallon jugs of water that we kept in the house. So one night about 3:30, again, the toilet flushed. And I said, Latif, the toilet's flushing. Do you hear the toilet flush? And he said, no. I said, you didn't hear the toilet flush. He said, it was just the neighbor idea. And I said, no, it wasn't. It was in our house. Next thing you know, the shower came on. We don't have any running water. And I said, Latif, the shower's running. And he still said, Hajia, it's the neighbor's shower. I said, no, that shower is that's our shower, Latif. So he's trying to convince me, no, it's not. I get up, was scared as I was, and walked down this long hallway. And sure enough, our shower was running. And I found out later that Latif he did know that it was in our house. But he said, Hajia, I don't like you to be afraid. Every time something scares you, you be ready to run back to the plane and leave. So he said, I just didn't want you to be afraid. But I did hear it, and I knew that it was in our house. So now, one night we come home from work, Latif, in our living room, there's a living room, and then there's a step, and then there's the second part of the house, which is the bedrooms, the kitchen, but there's a door that you can lock. It's like a Shell gas station door, and it separates the living room from the rest of the house. So Latif went in there, and he came back out, and no, yeah, he came back out. I mean, he came back to the door. He was just standing there, and I was looking. I said, Latif, why are you standing there? What is it? And he was putting on, he said, Gee, I can't open the door. So I said, well, go out the back door. He come back, he said, I can't. The back door is locked too. I can't open it. And I said, So I got up and put my key in the door, and it opened, and he got out. But mind you, still the back door and the front door won't open. We called the landlord. We tell the landlord, like, we're literally locked in the house. And about 20 minutes later, all the doors unlocked, just like that. Now, let's go a little deeper. Every night about 7:30, it's about 7:30, 8 maybe, the door shakes like this. I never look at the door because I know it's a spirit. So the door shakes, and I never paid any attention. Okay, so let's skip past that and go to one night. I kept hearing things in the kitchen. The first night we ever moved there, I kept hearing things in the kitchen, like people. There were not little. Latif said there's probably cats, and I said no, there's no reason for no cat to be in there. Go and check. And then it got louder and louder. I said no, that sounds like people. So Latif get up and go. There's nothing in the kitchen, but he laid down, and as he went to sleep, I could keep hearing them things moving, like there was people in the kitchen moving around, cooking or washing dishes or something. Well, one day I go to walk past the kitchen, and there was a whole entire family. There was a family in the kitchen cooking. It was like a mother, a daughter, and a little girl. They didn't talk to us. They didn't interact with us. I could just see them living in the house, and we could hear them flushing it. I said, that's the issue. People taking showers and flushing toilets. This family lives here with us, but they didn't bother us. We just knew they were there. The man that was knocking on the door, apparently, maybe he was a man that used to live there and was trying to figure out why he couldn't get in his door anymore. So we stayed in that house 10 days and left. And this and a spiritual experience continued on. So I had to have a whole ritual done on me, a whole entire ritual. I might say that in a few more spiritual videos because in different situations it's going to come up. So anyway, that's it for now. And I know only the believers are going to believe this story, but as God is my witness, this is true. I went through this. I experienced all of this in Ghana. Uh, yeah. Talk to you later. Bye bye.